But yeah, just like I said, interesting conversation about the sort of progression and where we're at with stuff. And it's just funny how all of a sudden it's blown up when it's realistically been around for a long time.
Okay.
Didn't get a word of that. Did you fall down a set of stairs then, Nate? That was just like...
I am working on like rewiring my audio stuff, and I got the YouTube stream live, and I was listening to myself and must have blasted you with you, so apologies for that. Dang it, Dev, you see what you've made me do? Yeah, we're wrapping up the Twitter space right now, and I did manage to get multi-streaming going. So what's the title on YouTube? Quick setup stream? That's appropriate. That works.
No, I have no idea if it's me or if just Nate's just not audible anymore.
No, I was just muted. Sorry about that. Yeah, gosh, if I go a single Twitter space without having audio issues, that would be like the most magical occurrence ever. And at this point, I'm just convinced it's not going to happen, because if it's not me screwing up a setup and doing something stupid or silly, then it's going to be, Twitter Spaces screwing up or doing something silly. Although Bluetooth has been more stable. I don't know if they updated something, but I will give it credit. I haven't had the just dead audio, nothing on Bluetooth in a while, because that was really irritating.
BlueStacks.
I know. Windows subsystem for Android. Dev knows that one too. He's going to call it out. YK, what's up? How you doing?
Actually, I wanted to ask Graham. I don't know if it's too early to ask, but if you've, I guess, scheduled a call with a recruiter and have had the call yet?
I've certainly not had the call, but it is scheduled for Friday. We'll see if he cancels it. So we will find out. And to update everyone that's like out of the blue, YK was approached for a job. Obviously, YK's got a new job, so YK put me forward very kindly for this. There was a bit of miscommunication between me and YK, so I reached out to this recruiter saying, hey, is it okay if I book a meeting with you? Didn't get a response, and apparently YK had already got his Calendly for me so that I could book a meeting, and he was already expecting me to. So I have now booked that meeting, and hopefully we will see if he cancels or not yet, because like I said, he's not responded to my my message, and I hate when people don't respond. I hate it, but patience, woosah. It might just be that he was busy that day. Woosah, nice and calm. It's not being rude, everybody. It's just that they're busy. calming thoughts.
Yeah, at least this is an external recruiter, I think, so it's not necessarily indicative of the company culture. So at least you have that.
That's like saying I've got the better STD, isn't it, YK? It's like that really is the silver lining on things. But such is life. Anyway, I've completely disrupted your space as always, Nate, so mission complete. I hope you're having a great week.
It's fantastic. I'm always glad you're here, and no, that's not sarcastic, Graham. It's always great to have you on stage. Oh man. All right, we are just about at the hour, and I've managed to finally get a live stream to work and function. So let's go around and maybe do any final thoughts. Throw a hand up or just open up your mic if you want to share anything, pitch anything, go for it. We're going to give a couple minutes here, and then we're going to shut down the space. Yes, Graham, of course. The last one on stage and the first one to have a plug. My goodness, man. Have you no shame? Go for it. Go ahead.
Absolutely no shame. If the opportunities are there and given to you, take them, people. You're not going to regret the shots you take, are you? No, I just wanted to plug a space by this guy called YK that's running tomorrow at 5 p.m. CET, 8:30 p.m. IST, or 11 a.m. EST. And if you're in any other time zone, you're screwed, because those are the only ones that I can do the calculation in my head for. But you should come along. It's all around DevRel. We have 8 speakers, plus a few mystery guests, which I've been trying to round up. So hopefully it's going to be a mega space. And that should be super interesting. So if you're still confused, as we all are, what the hell DevRel is, come along and we will attempt to finally answer that question. But I doubt we will, because we've not managed to answer it any of the times before. But maybe we'll get a little close to an answer this time.
Awesome. And you're already on top of, or YK is on top of sharing the pin. So yeah, check that out. Tap that tweet at the top of the page. Set those reminders. And also, while you're tapping on your phone, look around in the audience around you and look around at the speakers on stage. Ton of great people here. If you're not following them, maybe think about giving a follow. We appreciate everyone who comes, everyone who's hanging out in the audience for these, everyone who comes on stage, shares an update, and shares some good times in the parking lot. So appreciate that. If anybody else wants to give a pitch, a shout out, or a closing thought, and then we're going to wrap things up. Cool. Now I just need to get my music set up and my capture card. Oh gosh.
You all are being so damn quiet today. I don't know what's wrong with you. Also, I'm going to give a shout out to Dunsin. Look at that beautiful improved profile picture. It only took me 12 months of bullying to persuade Dunsin to not be looking up at the sky. Now she's looking down at us in a disapproving manner, and I approve. It is 100 times better, Dunsin. So I'm just going to shout that out. I'm going to shout out loads of people in the audience like Anthony, Udba, Axel, Chrissy. Why are you down there and not up here, first of all? And finally, I want to shout out you, Nate, because these open stand-ups are great fun. I always seem to catch it at the parking lot or right at the beginning. I never seem to join in the middle. It's either the end or the beginning. Eventually you will learn how computers work and be able to make audio work on a simple connect your computer to BlueStacks. But until then, we enjoy your audio issues and the fact you leave yourself on mute. It's always amusing. So thank you for the spaces. They always give me a giggle, even if it's not intentional.
Always happy to give a giggle, especially the unintentional ones. I think those might be more genuine and honest giggles, if we're being honest. So, hey, if it has to come at my expense and watching Nate be an idiot and fumbling with audio for the 14th time this week, so be it. We're having a good time around here.
Oh, and if people haven't seen it, speaking of Nate being an idiot, it's hilarious. Go watch Nate's bloopers outtake. It's on his profile. Saw that earlier. The myriad of noises that come out of your mouth when you are cocking things up is hilarious. I don't think you should create any real content. I think you should deliberately just do bloopers reels all the time. I think you'll explode.
I have been enjoying the bloopers reels. Thanks for giving that shout out. I guess I will share that as my plug. But yeah, somebody told me too, they're like, well, people just click away as soon as there's like a credits and it's like the end of the video, so nobody's going to see that. And I'm like, yeah, but some people will, and then they'll learn that it's worth it to stay for that. And I kind of like having a little fun bonus thing like at the end of the video. But yeah, we actually got multiple from the last session that I wasn't able to put in. So I have a backlog of bloopers reels without a backlog of videos. Go figure. All right, and if nobody else has anything to share, I have to get on stream and make a website in Astro. So I'm actually going to be working on building a little website for Open Stand-Up so that if you're confused on the times, you can just go to a website and see when the next one is and find a link to the tweet. So if you want to follow along, I'm now streaming on YouTube, youtube.com/@Nate_codes, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/Nate_codes. So if you want to hang out, if you want to join the conversation, see me stumble through Tailwind stuff, or help me with Tailwind, that would be awesome. Sometimes chat just helps me code, and that's great. Otherwise, thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you for showing up to another successful Open Stand-Up. The next one will be on Thursday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So that is early morning for US. Love to see any and all of you there. And then we've got one Saturday late or Sunday early, depending on where you are in the world. But thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hope you all have a wonderful day. See ya. Cool. All right. I need music, and I have music, and the music's not working. That's why the music's not working. Now the music's loud. Cool. Now I just gotta hope that my capture card isn't completely busted. Get that. Hello, Darren Baldwin. How are you doing? Good to see you. good to see ya. That was a fun time. That was a good time. Always enjoy those. I was super awkward on the Twitter space today. I don't know. I just had like kind of scatterbrained, and you'll ever have the thing where you zone out at the worst times? Like you zone out for a second because there's a notification, there's something random. I'm like replying to a comment, and then suddenly the person's asked a question, and I'm like totally stumbling. I'm like, I didn't hear anything for the last 15 seconds. Whoops. What is up? We've got Dev on Twitch. We've got Darren. Oh, good thing we got a mod. Okay, so y'all can't go too crazy in the Twitch chat there. Now let's see. I have way too many tabs open, which I gotta be careful with because this could totally screw up my audio. All right, we're gonna hop over to the Mac and get that sharing. So I did build an Astro website this week. It was a good time. Helped my son make his first website. Okay. I just need to plug in another cable. That's the issue. Slapping the mic. All right. Cool. Also, I think my kids may be audible from like downstairs when they're raging because they're so loud. So sorry if you can hear kids. Okay, new why is the HDMI not working? I'm so sad, by the way, because I've been struggling with a capture card. Dude, no shot. If this capture card actually isn't working right now, I'm gonna be so tilted, but then this rant will be even more relevant. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, man. Alright, I guess I'll restart it. So last stream, well, this is the thing that's making me nervous, is that Theo recently tweeted about finding a good capture card and having color issues on Mac for like years. And I'm having color issues on my stream. And I'm like really nervous now that it's just not going to get better. I'm not going to be able to figure it out if it took Theo multiple devices to figure it out. They're not. Yeah, they're really, really nice headphones. Dev's crazy saying they're not. And Theo recently looked because Theo gave this recommendation and it was on his stream, and he talked about how I think they may have stopped producing them because it's the SHP 9500s and they have like an updated version that's 9600s, but the material's apparently not as good. So looking on Amazon, there's only one left in stock. Order soon. But these ones are $54. Oh, it's renewed. So that's like a refurb, I guess. Yeah, so apparently like they're fading out now. They stopped manufacturing them. Oh, man. That was for my kids being audible. Gotcha. Okay. Really dislike headphones that are noise canceling. Yeah, it's nice that they're like an open sound stage so you can hear other stuff. All right, I think think the capture card should be working now if it's going to work. Oh, I think it's kicking. I think we're cooking with gas. And now I need to plug in an extra mouse to be able to do things on my stream. All right. I think I already have a repository. Oh, I should actually. Well, before I switch over to the. I hate websites like GitHub where I'm just like, I don't even know it's on the GitHub dashboard, so I don't know if it's going to show something that I don't want shown. I mean, this is a private repo, but I don't think it needs to be. All right, how do you force push? I think I'm just gonna do that. No. There we go. All right, and I see a capture card. Is it working? Colors look terrible, but it's working. All right, cool. Oh, goodness. So this is the last Astro website I was working on. It's not entirely obvious. I was helping my son make his first website. So let's see, let's undo. He told me he was going to fix it. What was it? We were gonna make the text a different color. And then this was the result of my 3-year-old in Vim. So clearly, he's pretty much a NeoVim master at this point. This was the best HTML I've seen in years. He's 3 years old and he's crushing it on the HTML. There are a few semicolons in there, so I'm a little bummed that he doesn't seem to be a big fan of ASI, but is what it is. All right, so now I've got this, and hopefully do this, catch up on chat. So Dev saying you got the Bose wireless noise canceling headphones. I want to roast my conference. CFP is live, right? If you for Code Smash. Ooh, we could do some CFP roasting. Absolutely. The color's fluctuating? Oh, goodness. Dude, see, this is where... Why did I do sound? Yeah, I don't know why the color profile just doesn't seem right, but I have... Oh, it's also on 30. Watch, I just broke everything. Dude, why is the coloring so... What if we go down to the 720 high DPI? I don't know why this would help the color at all, but I'm just desperate at this point. Yeah, everything's sharper. Like, if you look on my screen, and it's not night shift. Like, I've made sure that I disabled night shift. This does do things. Wait, what? But it's off, right? Yeah. Yeah, that night shift is off. Where's the color profile? So this is where I can select different color profiles, but I haven't found one that actually seems to improve it. Oh, it's fixed? Did the resolution change fix it? I mean, I think this is a better resolution for streaming, to be honest. Okay, so whatever color profile Wait, no. You said it happened after the resolution change? Anyways, whatever the result, I guess it worked. Alright, I am going to let, we'll save Micah's website there. So I think I removed everything because we can do a PNPM. Is there a way to install Astro 3.0? I saw they have a release candidate. Screen is frozen. Excellent. That's so much better. That makes me so happy. So the resolution change just fully busted it. Good to know. Deactivate the capture card. Reactivate the capture card. Dude, I'm gonna have words for Theo later. I'm gonna go buy his capture card that he's talking about because he found one that works. Okay, so I refreshed it, so now you should see it, but I'm wondering if the colors still look pretty bad. They look very sharp, but no fluctuating. Okay. Better, but there's a milder flicker. Dude, I don't know, man. I'm so over it with this stupid capture card. I should just install OBS on my Mac at this point. Oh, not a fan. Oh, and that's what's going on. I just figured another thing out that was happening. There's Apple RGB. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm referring to Theo's tweet, Nick, because I'm like, at this point, I'm just going to buy the same card he was suggesting, because he mentioned color issues on Mac, and that's exactly the problem I've always had. So, we've got Astro. They're doing a big 3.0 release tomorrow. And I noticed if you go to their tags and releases, they have 3.0 RC9. So you can get... Oh shoot, I'm gonna need to go and get some... I might need to go and get some water. So can I just get Astro with that? No matching version found. RIP. I did the tag, right? No, that's a release. Pre-release. Tag. Huh? Oh, that's View 3.0. 3.0 RC11, 2 hours ago. Fresh off the presses. At 3.0.0-RC11. Is that gonna work? Nope, that doesn't work either. Alright, shoot. Guess I'll have to wait for tomorrow. Astro at latest. I think it's at RC for the latest. Yeah, I'm using Create Astro. Hang on. Store v3? No, 2.10. Astro at RC. Ooh, that's v.2. Yeah, no, that's the same thing. I wonder though, is it the same thing? I don't know. I'm excited for tomorrow though. All that to say, I'll try them on a different machine. Yeah, report back. Dude, that purple looks really bad on the stream window. All right. So we're going to make open stand up. We'll make it empty. Oh, and I should check. Alright, goodness. I'm such a bad streamer. Maybe try light mode. Oh, unironically, light mode might be better. You plan to write TypeScript? Yes. Strict. Alright, and then I've got my thing here. Force push. Let's just get push dash dash. Yeah. Oh. Let's get remote list. So dumb. Alright, get remote origin. Oh gosh. Alright, I think I just reappropriated this repo. Cool. Initial commit now. Alright, let's spin up the dev server. Hang on, actually, we're going to pnpm astro add Tailwind, just for all the haters. OMZ. No, I do not like Oh My ZSH. Forgot how slow Windows is? This isn't Windows. What are you talking about? Oh, you're on Windows. You're on a dev machine. Yeah. I use power level 10k and just a basic ZSHRC. I don't like Oh My whatever. The big mega plugin repos. I know they've refactored it, but I'm still scarred from the early days of Oh My Z shell. Like Fish better now. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Fish. Naji, good to see you, by the way, Naji. Thank you for hanging out. How long have I been coding? I've been coding professionally for about 17 years now. So tinkering a couple years before that. But yeah, most of my life I've been working in web development. Alright, so we got Tailwind. Do I need to add anything else? I don't think so. $17, what dev? Better perf with Fish. Yes, I have definitely heard that about Fish. You used to be the oldest person. Nah, the real boomer's here. Ha ha. Ha. Oh gosh, that was some thick green juice. Oh goodness, I'm out of water. Oh, mistake's been made. And 28 is definitely not too late to start learning. You gotta hang out with. We've got a couple buddies who are starting. What was it? Jacob is in his first year, I think, of learning coding, and he is just turned 40 the other day. If you've ever seen Lawrence on Twitter, dude, our brother Lawrence he got into coding. I think he said at the age of 45. I want to say maybe it was a little earlier. But yeah, definitely never too late. And that's actually one of the goals that I have with my content is I want to be more like beginner focused with my content. I'm still trying to figure out a good way to do that and to execute on it, like specifically within the context of YouTube. But yeah, I think I'm of the mind that anybody and everybody can do can figure out software development. You know, anybody and everybody can do that, and so I like the idea of making resources for people who maybe don't have a computer science education but are learning tech. But I'm nerdy about the theoretical, so I'm like, how can I make clickbait on YouTube to trick people into learning the fundamentals of computer science? Like, that's what I'm all about. I don't know. We'll see how we do. Loved your vlogs. Really interested in what you have planned for your content. Yeah, so a couple cool things. The coolest one, I think I've leaked it a couple times, but I haven't asked, but it'll happen at some point. I got an invitation to make instructional content for Egghead. So that's going to be one of my first things, is I'm working on like a little bit of a series of lessons for Egghead, which Egghead has a very specific like approach and format that they use for most of their content. And so I'm really interested to learn that and like work on it. Yeah, Joel. So super stoked about that, and just being able to publish stuff there where there's already a pretty big audience and user base. And they work off of royalties based on watch time split. So it's literally just like, I can make content, and if it gets watched, then I'm able to make royalties. But yeah, you definitely should do that. I think it's kind of slept on right now, but the cool thing is just the fact there's so many people that already have licenses. So there's like a built-in audience. Like if your company is paying for an Egghead subscription, and that's part of your like time and benefits that a company is getting to learn on Egghead, then you're going to be looking for new content. And there's a lot of really good content on there, but there's less that's come out like over the last couple of years. And I think even Joel and like their company, they've pivoted to helping with a lot of courses. So they've had kind of a switch in strategy over the last couple of years. But I'm excited because it's like, you know, I don't know. It's an opportunity to work on educational content and have people helping me. Do they accept expense reports? I do not think so. No, so they help out with audio equipment. They have like an audio kit that apparently they'd send around. I don't think I'm going to make use of that, because I just dropped a bunch of money on like a nice mic and a Rodecaster and all this stuff. So I don't think I'm going to need help with an audio kit. But that is like the main thing they provide for instructors, which I was like, that's really cool, because getting a setup with like a decent mic setup is actually probably one of the hardest, most impactful things for doing screencasts, doing educational content like that. That's sick. I just edited a video for somebody to put on Free Code Camp YouTube. Is that kind of like Egghead? Free Code Camp is just open and free. Egghead, you actually have to pay for a subscription. So Egghead does have some free content. And thank you, by the way, Najee, for the follow. Really appreciate that, man. They have content. There's free content, so you can see some stuff on there for free, but you have to pay for like a monthly or a yearly subscription to get access to all of the content. So it's like a premium service. It's a premium website. And for that reason, like I was saying, they have a bunch of, customers. They have a bunch of people paying for it already. And it's just generally like they have some, bars of quality. They teach you how. They have like a bunch of educational documentation and stuff for instructors to teach you how to, do a screencast and what to look for and how to kind of plan out your videos. So it's interesting because it's like, I don't think I would necessarily make videos the exact same way and put them on my YouTube. And I won't. Like if I make videos for Egghead, those are going to be like shorter technical instructional stuff that'll go on Egghead. And then I want to make a different style of video for YouTube that I think will fit YouTube better. But yeah, I'm really excited for the first one of those this week. I'm working on recording today, actually. Recording for a couple different videos. But the big thing is I want to just make some Astro websites this week, because we've got big Astro 3.0 release, and I've been meaning to make a couple basic front-end thingies. So we've now got Tailwind added. We've got our basic Astro in here. So get our tagline and the title, change the heading. And let's see, should probably add some spans in here for coloring. Oh no. Is my prettier not working? Music stopped. Oh no. Did the music really stop, or is it just too quiet? There, I turned the game up a bit. Let me know, if my levels get off or anything, by the way. Ooh, I did just think, so 2 things. One, we've got 11 viewers. Wow, awesome, thank you. 11 people watching on Twitch. Appreciate you all. We also had a couple viewers on the other website. I'm currently streaming on both. And so, oh gosh, oh goodness. Switch the keyboard. Would love, if you have a lurk, would love a lurk over there, which would help me out quite a bit. I'm hoping to get, well, I don't know. We'll have to figure out. I like that YouTube fixed the live issue with like where it shows videos. Like they have different categories now. That helped a ton, because before they would just drop live streams and live VODs in the middle of your video stream, and it was very disruptive. But I like the fact that they added something to make that a little more reasonable. Alright, so we've got Tailwind, what was it? Prettier. They don't have, what's the prettier config? Oh, is there an Astro integration for prettier? Probably. I'm actually a little bit surprised it doesn't have prettier out of the box. Oh. Fun/span. Oh, did I miss, Alright, now before Dev freaks out about the broken span. Okay, it's TS config, no, they've got that wired up. There's something you have to change. Let's see, Astro docs for prettier. Yeah, here we go. npm install prettier plugin Astro. There we go. It's dash capital D. Okay, so I saw King's question, by the way, what's Astro? And Nick's already helping him out. Thank you for that, Nick. And SSG that also has framework and thought it was breaking prettier. No, I don't think so. I am using the PNPM. So yeah, Astro is. Oh, I don't want issues from PNPM, Nick. Don't tell me about that. Astro is a good. It's a framework for building websites. I think Astro is one of the best frameworks to start with if you're a beginner. It gives you a lot of capability while not really locking you into complexity. So out of the box, Astro gives you a static site generator where you can just edit Astro files with HTML and CSS and build a static website for content, for a blog, for a marketing page. Super easy, super simple. And you can go all the way up to adding integrations like Tailwind and React and even an SSR adapter, which is server-side rendering, so then you can do dynamic things where people can log in and have authentication middleware and all sorts of crazy stuff. So it's a very flexible framework. It's a meta framework, so it wraps other frameworks and implements and scaffolds things for you. So right here, I added prettier with PNPM. The plugin will not be automatically detected when using PNPM. In order to make it find the plugin, the following parameter needs to be added when running prettier. this. Yeah, this is gonna kill me. Because at some point I'll get into NeoVim configuration. I'm just not interested in spending time on that right now. So we'll leave that around, but I'll just deal with formatting later. So the main thing that's really cool about Astro is at the base level, you get pages where you just save a file as a .astro, and you'll see the couple things that I have. So we just did a little bit of HTML in here, but if we do, what is this? Max width. So we should have Tailwind classes if I set things up correctly. I mean, the LSP is picking up, so I'm assuming yes. Is it text size or font size? See, this is where... Text 5XL. We can figure out colors in a second here. Let's just do something though. Sky 800. Yeah, so we're getting our classes. And Najee, by the way, said, what's the main language you use? The main language I use recently is React and TypeScript. React being the library or framework, whatever you want to say. But yeah, TypeScript, but I learned through, so I did all front-end stuff for a couple years, then I did PHP for like 5 or 6 years, and then I did Ruby, mainly Ruby on the back end. I did less front-end in that time for like 5 years, and then I did a bunch of front-end and React stuff. So I've done lots of different languages and kind of come around to full stack. PHP, where's my Lambo? Yeah, no, I've got a couple in the garage. I'll post a pic later on Twitter. Resist, trust in the Microsoft lords. I never did .NET. Have not done .NET. Have not done... Well, I've done Java. I've done a lot of Java in like school, specifically. Less enterprise Java, but I have done some enterprise Java. Don't love it. Not my favorite thing in the world. Also, I noticed a friend over lurking on the Red website. Thank you for that. And also we have pre-roll on, and I need to get water, so I'm gonna run a quick ad break. Hey, we've got a web page. We've got Tailwind. I should get a little further, I guess. Let's do padding top 5. What is that? Text. XL. What are the bolds? It's font bold. Yeah, so font. I thought there was a light is 300, thin is 100. I do want to do font serif for both of these. Oh man. Hey, we got a tier 1 sub gifted to Nick. Thank you, Dev. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support and appreciate getting Nick. You know, Nick has been enough of a supporter on the on Twitter, on the spaces, on the streams. I'm gonna give Nick a VIP. Get that VIP badge in addition to your sub badge. Always see Nick on Twitter. Love to see it. Alright, so I want to do both of them font serif. I do want to look at a specific web font, but we'll do web fonts later. It's like Scrum but fun, and then we've got... We could even do... caps it? Uppercase. Font semi-bold, maybe. You can look at changing colors around a bit. Oh gosh, we got the fit check redemption. Dev blowing me up. Alright, ad break. We'll do an ad break. See you all in a minute. Can you use system UI with Tailwind? Yeah, I believe that's what... UI serif. So... I don't know. I just realized, I don't know if you're talking about the system serif font or if you're talking about a font that is... UI is usually sans. Yes, I know UI is usually sans. I'm doing serif because I'm trying to figure out a good, like, faux businessy, you know, aesthetic for open stand-up because we're leaning into the, like, fake meeting thing. Oh my gosh, I have such a good video coming out. I am so pumped. Y'all have no idea. I'm actually going to, look at a DM really quick. Oh, typing into the wrong computer like a genius. There's a great video that's going to come out, and I'm super excited for it. It's a collaboration, and I don't think I want to leak who the collaborator is, but it's a very rare collab. I'm super pumped about it. And we have a fit check. System UI fonts and system default fonts are usually different. Yeah, that makes sense. UI serif should be system default serif font. What's the name of the headphones? They're the SHP 9500. Yeah, they're super nice. Alright. So we've got the fit check and stand on chair strat once again. Kicking the mic, but we got the belt. We got actual long socks. We are classy AF. That's totally not a disgustingly busted sock. I should throw these socks away. Wow, there's holes. Oh, man. But there was the fit check. Thank you, Dev, for redeeming the points for the fit check. Today I actually prepared. I got a belt on, and I got long socks on. Didn't check if they have holes in them, apparently, but you know what? We get by. And no dress shoes. That's the other thing. I'm like, at some point I'll do dress shoes. Huh, Nick, did you miss the fit check? One of the redemptions is a fit check where I have to show how dressed up I am, and I can't get away with just Zoom strat, you know, pajama pants with a suit jacket up top. So we do have the full suit today. Full suit with a belt. Font sans is UI sans serif, then system UI. Yeah, not pajamas today. Not today. We're here. We're talking business. We are here to... Now, goodness gracious, I really actually need to, like, close that whole window. Goodness. Alright. Now I'm going to do that quick ad break, though, to knock off pre-roll, and I need to get some water and use the restroom, so I'm going to do a 2-minute ad break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. I think, Emma, you did miss the fit check. You did miss that. And I feel like a fool when I stand on my chair to show my butt to a camera on the internet. Yeah, it feels a little weird. So I don't know, you might have to catch the VOD for that one. Or see if somebody clipped it. Oh gosh, I haven't checked my clips in a while. Is that a thing that's happening now? Alright, we've got pre-roll, so we're going to do a very, very quick 2-minute ad break. Going to update wiki feed. No! Yeah, I even showed the feed, you know? True degen streamer like Prime. I'm taking notes. Alright, quick 2-minute ad break. I'm gonna go and get some Hot Market for Scrawny Nerd Boys. Exactly. I'm gonna go get some water, and we will BRB. Actually, I'm gonna add my little text thingy here. Good enough. We are back. Are the ad viewers back? Bring up my chat windows. I think we are back from the ad break. We've got, yeah, pre-roll off for, oh sweet, 40 minutes. Okay. So we're doing front end today. The thing that I am trying to do more, or try to do better, is the responsive stuff. I'm thinking mobile first, so I'm going to start with like a small screen size, make it look reasonable, and then we'll kind of restyle as we go up once we get there. The GitHub contribution charts on dating profiles. Yeah, right, if you could see somebody's language breakdown. Get pushing for Tinder matches. Skill users only, so I don't have to explain monads. Have I checked out wing laying yet? No, we could look at wing laying. Y'all are just trying to distract me from front end, aren't you? Well, joke's on you, because I don't want to do front end anyways, so that's an easy distraction. I suck at front end. I hope you enjoy that crinkly. That's right, we're an ASMR stream now. ASMR stream. Oh yeah. I'm good at streaming. Watch the viewers count plummet. Everybody leaves. That'd be awesome. Alright. Winglang sounds familiar. Oh, for the cloud. Yeah, I've heard of this. It's like IAC plus, right? I just got your joke, by the way, Nick. RST users only because they understand boundaries. Not always, but hey, with or no, you said RST users, not React users. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, this is like the full-on tutorial. Smart Q. See, this is what I like actually, is the kinds of projects they do for teaching, you know, infrastructure language like this, because it's got to be some kind of distributed system, you know? You can't just do like a Astro website. Wait, so Wing compiles to Terraform? That's interesting. So, let's see. Cloud services, first-class language citizens. Yeah, you've got buckets, you've got counter. What's counter? Is that a primitive I don't know? Support OpenTF or is it cringe? Ooh, good point. Nick asking the real questions. Yeah, what's been going on with that drama, by the way? OpenTF's like pretty much taken off now, right? Did you see Kubernetes in the code up here? Why Kubernetes? Why? Yeah, no, I heard about the HashiCorp license rug. It's very unfortunate. I just crumbed all over myself. Stupid cookie stick. Exploding in my hands, how dare you. My cookie stick done me dirty. Is my mic loud enough, by the way? Yeah, the Terraform fork is gaining traction. I mean, that's what's going to happen. You see this with open source. This is actually a fun open source story time, but I should find... What was it? It's the business source license, BSL. No, get out of here. I don't want any of those things. No, is accept all just... I hate these things. BS license. Alright. I don't know about this song. I'll be honest. This whole playlist is kind of putting me to sleep. Do I want to go through the effort of finding, like, different music right now? No, this is a vibe. This is chill. Alright. I'm gonna leave one cookie stick for after stream. That will be my post-stream treat. Dark patterns, yeah, seriously, dude, I hate that stuff. It's like, oh, uncheck all of the marketing stuff, and then the green button rechecks everything for you. Horrifyingly bad UX. Not even bad UX, like sinister UX. It's not bad, like, it's not like ineffective or like crappy design. It's like well designed to do evil things. Hate dark patterns. Okay, so this is a fun topic. We'll do a quick read. I haven't read this from the horse's mouth, so let's see. I'm gonna drop music. Do I want to kill up music? I don't know. Let's read through though. So HashiCorp, for anybody who doesn't know, HashiCorp is, yeah, reaction video. I don't know. I'm always like, I kind of could do reaction videos like this because I like reading. And just reading stuff like this where a lot of people don't take the time, then I'm like, well, if people don't take the time to read it, why would they take the time to watch a video of somebody reading it? I don't know. I don't know how to drink water. Alright, so HashiCorp makes Terraform. So if you're not familiar, Terraform is one of the more adopted infrastructure as code technologies. Where's Terraform.io? So infrastructure as code, you compose infrastructure as code in a Terraform file using HCL, so there's a specific language. Then you do automation workflows to compose, collaborate, reuse, and provision infrastructure. Yeah, so it provisions infra. It's infrastructure as code. I use this to deploy stuff in AWS Cloud at my last job. So we use Terraform pretty heavily, and we like to find all of our own stuff as developers. It's a good option for infrastructure as code, but like many companies in 2023 navigating unique philosophies around software licensing, HashiCorp recently adopted a business source license, which is not an open source license. It's kind of odd. Is it similar to Chef or Puppet? Yeah, it's an evolution. So, but that's the comparison I make a lot. I worked a lot with Chef back in the day, with Puppet a little bit before Chef. And it incorporates a bit more, and obviously it does more for like newer cloud platforms. So it has more like Terraform CDK or CDK. Goodness, I cannot type today. What is happening? CDKTF. So they have CDK for Terraform, which is basically like AWS's cloud development kit within Terraform. So it makes it a lot easier to deploy a bunch of primitives. And it's interesting because Terraform is one of the, like, you can see all the different clouds here. Multi-cloud is part of Terraform's business value, but I don't know how many people I've actually known that do like multi-cloud. For being honest, in 2023, I feel like you're way better off just opting for one cloud. The amount of hand-wringing done over portability between cloud platforms is massively disproportionate to the amount of times people have actually transported their cloud to another provider. I don't even think that's a hot take. I hope that's a lukewarm take. Instead of just automating tasks on existing servers, it can directly provision and decommission cloud infrastructure as well. Yeah, and like I think Chef at the end could do that too. Like I think there were some Chef plugins where you could technically do the same with Chef. But yeah, well, it's just interesting because Terraform is one of the best solutions, I think, for going multi-cloud or for being portable. And it's funny because of all the companies and all the people I've worked with, I've never heard of somebody like actually really leveraging that. Other than one client, I think, was doing, like, they had some redundancy, but it wasn't for their whole system. They just had a couple pieces where they like had the same, you know, they did backups in multi-cloud, which makes sense because it was like, okay, yeah, you get more resilience. So if one provider goes down, like, you don't just you're not risking all your backups getting nuked. So redundancy, definitely multi-cloud makes sense. I just don't know how many people I've had that like, we have a full infrastructure of a bunch of different systems and microservices and all of this stuff, and it's all built for AWS, and now we're going to turn around and deploy our entire thing over to GCP. And because we use Terraform, we can just like flip a switch and move everything to GCP. Like I've not heard of somebody actually doing that. It's more common to hear of like actual physical lift and shifts where people move servers between states. Like in the real world, I've seen more of that than I've seen people uproot an entire system from a cloud provider and move it to a different cloud provider. Heck, I've seen lift and shifts from cloud providers out of the cloud, like DHH, you know? But anyways, let's go back to the current drama, which is the business source license. So I haven't read this, so let's just read from HashiCorp's perspective. HashiCorp adopts the business source license to ensure continued investment in its community and to continue providing open, freely available products. When Mitchell and I founded HashiCorp, we made the decision to make our products open source because of a few key beliefs. We believe strongly in freely available source code to make it easy for practitioners to freely download, inspect source code, and solve their own problems. We believe in building an ecosystem and community around our products to enable broad integrations, and we believe in the importance of transparency for our users. For more than a decade, we've continued to build new products and features provided to the community under a free open source license. This has led to a large community of users, contributors, partners, and customers who participate in and benefit from the work on the HashiCorp products. Our open source model has been made possible by the thousands of commercial customers who partner with us on their mission-critical infrastructure. We invest tens of millions of dollars in research and development in our open source products annually, and our commercial efforts enable us to continue to support and sponsor our vibrant community of users. It's a better looking Prime Agent now. You won't say better looking. I don't have the facial hair. So the one thing I'll say here, this is interesting. We invest tens of millions of dollars in research and development. See, this is where it gets tricky being a for-profit open source company, because how do you, like, I think about how much open source projects do with such tiny budgets, and you can't help but think, how exactly are you investing tens of millions of dollars? Like, if you're investing tens of millions of dollars in developers, then you've got a whole different class of problems if you're running, like, 5,000, 10,000 developers on an open source product. And I'm impressed if that's the case. Like, that's really rad. But also, that's a whole different category of software where you're looking like a Google or a Microsoft. But you're not, and so investing tens of millions in research and development, it's like, how exactly are you spending that much money? And you're about to make an argument for why that gives you, why you should and are validated and justified in moving from open source to not open source, but it's difficult to agree when you've built a community and a technology on open source proponents, and now it's like, oh, but because we spend money on it, It's like, well, is that the money that needs to be spent for the best quality software? Because open source community members contribute because of an open source ethos and open source, expectations. So, what's up, Mark? Yes, good to see you, Mark. Mark Lynch from Twitter and Mark Elsewhere. The Elsewhere Tricks folks. Yeah. So I don't know, like I know what they're about to go into. I know what they're going to say. I've heard this before. Our commercial efforts enable us to continue to support and sponsor our vibrant communities. See, that's the thing, like, you do have commercial efforts. You do have revenue plans and monetization, or you should have, to get to this point as a company. Our open source model has been made possible by thousands of I read that. Our approach has enabled us to partner closely with the cloud providers. Dude, this playlist is kind of blowing it today, I'm not gonna lie. I might even just want to mute it, but whatever. Our approach has enabled us to partner closely with the cloud providers to enable tight integration for our joint users and customers, as well as hundreds of other technology partners we work closely with. However, there are other vendors who take advantage of pure open source models in the community work on open source projects for their own commercial goals without providing material contributions back. We don't believe this is in the spirit of open source. Other vendors take advantage of pure OSS and the community work for their own commercial goals. It's just like, okay, some people do it bad. Are you trying to lower the bar for yourself? Weird take. As a result, we believe commercial open source models need to evolve for the ecosystem and continue providing open, freely available software. Okay, yes, others do it bad, so we need to evolve the system. Open source has reduced the barrier to copying innovation and selling it through existing distribution channels. Many vendors have shifted increasingly to closed source for this reason. However, we did not feel that would preserve our original goals in adopting open source. Clearly, isn't that antithetical? That is why today we are announcing that HashiCorp is changing its source code license from Mozilla Public License 2.0 to the Business Source License, also known as Bustle v1.1, on all future releases. APIs, SDKs, and almost all other libraries will remain MPL. Okay. Of HashiCorp products, but APIs, SDKs, and other libraries. So this is just supporting ecosystem, but products meaning Terraform. Alright, Nick was saying, I'm pretty sure. My take is that if companies actually cared about open source and not just self-interest, they'd be using copyleft or at least a parity license. Right. Yeah, at least go AGPL. I still don't like AGPL, but at least just go AGPL and not this new thing. We spend too much money, so we can't possibly allow other people who are more fiscally responsible to compete with us. That's a harsh take, but that's kind of how I feel about these things. Like, you opt into being a business, you figure out how to make the business work. I thought people would learn from Mongo or Docker or the 100 others that have been through this same process. You would think, but I don't know. It's tough. Figuring out monetization for open source is not an easy question. I'm pretty sure the company founders still care about open source, the investors don't, and they hold more power. Boom. Dev got in one. That's just the way the world works. You take money, you are vulnerable to control from the people who give you money. There's a trend of companies doing dumb stuff just because other companies are making it more acceptable, like Twitter's API pricing. Well, I wish there was a solution to this. Cough, communism. Yeah, I think good use of Nate emotes, by the way, Dev. I've never heard Bustle. Yeah, I don't know. It's not just Terraform, other products like Console as well. Yeah, no, additional products for sure. That's a good point. I'm fairly convinced that our current investor culture is the source of the majority of the... Yeah. The capital owners and the leverage of money is definitely a source of many problems. Like crypto and AI gets so much hype. Well, crypto was like... has its own problems too. I don't like crypto. Seed line goes up. AI, the API pricing is interesting because that's something that a lot of people attribute to AI as well. You know, the fact that AI and LLMs are here, some companies see locking down their APIs as a defensive move that's required. So like, you know, Reddit, for instance, will be made obsolete if somebody makes a really good Reddit LLM, potentially. So they're just trying to figure out ways to squeeze more dollars out of the goose before it dies. This license is just so scummy, like this, and it doesn't... So far, this is drab, boring corporate speak, tooting their own horn of everything they've done and accomplished and how much money they've spent, and talking, just trying to justify, you know, making a serious licensing change for a product that's already had tons of community contributions. Feels crappy. I've seen it before. BSL 1.1 is a source available license that allows copying, modification, redistribution, non-commercial use, and commercial use under specific conditions. So, like, this is better than nothing. Like, it's fairly open, but it's not open source. With this change, we are following a path similar to other countries in recent years. No, don't cite all the... These companies include Couchbase, Cockroach Labs, Sentry, and MariaDB. Yeah, okay. They picked the tech that people like. They developed this license in 2013. Companies including Confluent, MongoDB, Elastic, Redis Labs, and others have also adopted alternative licenses that include restrictions on commercial use. In all these cases, the license enables the commercial sponsor to have more control around commercialization. Yes, that's true. Yes, these people did it. I don't like name dropping others to justify yourself. It's just like, yeah, these companies are dumb, so us being dumb is okay. Can literally just change the robots.txt. Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, Mark. Okay, we've got some fun. Our implementation of BSL includes additional usage grants that allow for broadly permissive use of our source code. We believe this will offer a fair and sustainable way for HashiCorp to share its source code widely for free use. We consulted with OSS licensing experts and other industry stakeholders when developing our license that our efforts would be in line with industry practices. See, this is another thing, like developing your own license. Like, let's just pause and appreciate the irony of how anti-open source, the idea of we're going to make another license, we're going to make our own license for this, like, I don't know, man. Why are you making a new license? That's just, it feels sneaky. Like, there should be licenses that work. They fix C. Looks like my chat disconnected. Fun. Our first goal with this change is to minimize the impact to our community, partners, and customers. We will continue to publish source code and updates for HashiCorp products to our GitHub repository and distribution channels. End users can continue to copy, modify, and redistribute the code for all non-commercial and commercial use, except we're providing a competitive offering to HashiCorp. Anti-competitive. And this is surely open to interpretation too. So this is the difficult thing. It's like, it's your license and it's, how well is this defined? Partners can continue to build integrations for our joint customers. We will continue to work closely with the cloud service providers to ensure deep support of our mutual technologies. Customers of enterprise and cloud-managed HashiCorp products will see no change as well. Vendors who provide competitive service. See, this is the thing too that's like the sad reality of moves like this, is so many of the people paying for this aren't going to be deterred from using it as a result, and business will continue as usual. Future adoption may be impacted, hopefully is impacted, but ultimately there's a bunch of customers that are paying that are not going to stop paying as a result of this. And it's giving them better defensive, posturing in the industry. It's anti-competitive, which makes sense. Like, on one hand, I get it. Vendors who provide competitive services built on our community products will no longer be able to incorporate future releases, bug fixes, or security patches contributed to our products. Our commitment to our community, partners, and customers has not changed. We understand the trust the community places in us, and we've worked carefully to preserve our original goals in adopting an open approach. We look forward to continuing to invest in the community and our products. We know there will be additional questions, and we've assembled a set of frequently asked questions to help you better understand the changes. You can also watch the short video below for more information. Familiar with the Overton window? I just want to check this is the same thing, yeah. I've heard the term. Identifying is an approach to identifying the areas that define the spectrum of acceptability of governmental policies. Yes, I'm familiar with this. It says politicians can act only within an acceptable range. Shifting the Overton window involves proponents of policies outside the window persuading the public to expand the window. So yeah, they're expanding what's acceptable with other companies doing more closed source stuff. So yeah. The thing that bothers me about this too is that I saw this with a project early in my career. I was working at UCLA making a web framework for mobile websites. So I worked on the UC Mobile Web Framework, MWF, and it was an open source project leveraged and worked on by the whole UC system. So we had people at UC Riverside, at UC Santa Barbara, at Cal Berkeley, and at UCLA, and we shared the technology and we built it on a metadata repository called Wurfel. And so Wurfel was this huge no shot. Did my capture card just die? Okay, no, it's still here. So Wordful was this metadata repository of user agent strings. So they had this massive database, basically every possible user agent string, and then they had data associated with that device. So you could look up any device based on somebody visiting your website, just what their client like user agent string said. And then you could look at the data in this repository. You could look at Wordful and it would tell you, screen dimensions, it would tell you device capabilities and all of this stuff in a standardized format. And a ton of this library in particular was like largely just data that was gathered, and it was open source, so it was built by the community. And then they changed the licensing and locked it down. And it was so... Is this man an AI? If not, why he doesn't stop talking? Yeah, I'm a really, really well-tuned AI. Welcome to the chat, Marcus. Good to see you. Yeah, Wordful was pretty scummy. So they basically locked it down, and the guy was trying to monetize it. It was a creator, and he was an open source maintainer. He did a good job of facilitating the community and building the product. But it was like fundamentally the product was built by the community because it was open source. And then he flipped the license, and it was not well received. And we actually forked Wordful. So we were part of the lead. We led the charge on taking that project and just making a fork from the last open source version. We were like, great, we can take this licensing and fork it and just maintain that as a separate thing. But it was a big drama. It was like a big, yeah, people were not happy with that maintainer. So let's see, they updated the FAQ based on community questions. Recently announced a crappy announcement for all future releases. Team members have been answering questions about the licensing change in a thread. Also, can we talk about how horrible it is that they're subjecting me to light mode and there's no light mode escape hatch, and I'm in Arc, so I can't even... Does Arc have like a dark mode thing? I think that's something that they would like maybe have built in. Yeah, I was gonna say, how do I get to that? Command T. I don't know, didn't work. Bust. Our goal with the license was to keep it short and simple. This means the FAQs play an important role in providing interpretive guidance to our users. We view the guidance in these FAQs as binding, so users of our software should feel assured in relying on them as our official positions now and in the future. We have added additional questions and answers to the FAQs since August 10th based on common questions we've received. We want to share the most relevant updates. So this was the biggest negative backlash they got. Internal use of HashiCorp products. One of the most common questions has been from users in the community asking if they can continue to use the products for internal purposes. The answer is yes, and we've added a specific FAQ item. No restrictions on internal use for our tooling, for example, running in a CI/CD tool for provisioning or hosting a vault for your internal organization. Can I host the HashiCorp products as a service internal to my organization? Yes, terms of the BSO allow for all non-production and production usage except for providing competitive offerings to third parties that embed or host our software. Hosting the products for your internal use for your organization is permitted. Considers an organization as including all of its affiliates. This means one division can host a HashiCorp product for use by another internal division. See, it's still just like competitive offerings. It's the definition of that that's going to suck. Hey, there we go. Next heading, defining competitive offerings. This is the biggest problem. The website completely overrides the browser config. Yeah, good job, HashiCorp. That's awesome. Good blog. That's after 9/11. Yeah. Yep. Good points, Mark. I definitely know what you're talking about. I've seen those examples. All right, defining competitive offerings. This is exactly what I said is the biggest problem. Another common area of questions has been what HashiCorp considers a competitive offering and how that definition might change based on future products. Exactly. BSL license was designed to be broadly permissive to allow the vast majority of community use cases. The narrow restriction is on using a HashiCorp product to compete directly with its corresponding commercial offerings. Our updated FAQs make this clear by permitting cross-competition. e.g. using Vault to compete with Terraform, and grandfathering any future competition. What is... Wait, permitting cross-competition and grandfathering any future competition. I don't know what this means. I do not know what that means. I have a meme for someone to take the pic from E Corp from Mr. Robot and just swap out an H. That would be a good meme. What is a competitive offering under the BSL license? A competitive offering is a product that is sold to third parties, including through paid support arrangements that significantly overlaps the capabilities of a HashiCorp commercial product. For example, this definition will include hosting or embedding Terraform as part of a solution that is sold competitively against our commercial versions of Terraform. By contrast, products that are not sold or supported on a paid basis are always allowed under the BSL license because they are not considered competitive. If you need further clarification with respect to a particular use case, you can email licensing. Custom licensing terms are also available to provide more clarity and enable use cases beyond the BSL limitations. What does the term embedded mean under the BSL? The term embedded means including the source code or object code, including executable binaries from a HashiCorp product and a competitive product. Embedded also means packaging the competitive product in such a way that the HashiCorp product must be accessed or downloaded for the competitive product to operate. If I want to build a product that is competitive with HashiCorp, does that mean I'm now prevented from using any HashiCorp tools under the BSL license? No, the license does not prevent developers from using our tools to build competing products. For example, if someone built a product competitive with Vault, it would be permissible to deploy that product with Terraform. Similarly, if somebody built a competitive product with Terraform, they could use Vault to secure it. Yeah, makes sense. What the BSL license would not allow is hosting or embedding Terraform in order to compete with Terraform, or hosting or embedding Vault to compete with Vault. I mean, that makes sense. It's still just like a weird widening your competitive moat when it's like, just make the better product. Like, if somebody comes along and uses your product to make a better product, you should be able to better make that adjustment or better add that feature. I don't know. What is it? Dax had a good rant at one point about when companies turn into doing stuff like this and being more defensive, it just means they've finished innovating. I think it's kind of true. What if HashiCorp releases a new product or feature in the future that makes my product competitive? If HashiCorp creates an offering in the future that is competitive with the product you are already offering in production, your continued use of the hosted or embedded HashiCorp product will not be considered a violation. I mean, they're answering all the questions about as possibly as they could, but again, the main thing is just it's anti-competitive and it's not open source. And you have people who have contributed. There are people that totally got rugged with this because you think there's people out there that are building things that would be defined by their definition as competitive, and they've contributed to HashiCorp. Like, they've actually contributed to the open source software because it was open source and they were using it, and now suddenly their time has been wasted because they're locked out by this new license. It's super scummy. Dax's idea was Hashi should just ditch Terraform and use OpenTF and save their millions of dollars spent in R&D. Yeah, exactly. I saw that. That was a great tweet. Yeah, let's see if I can find that. Let's see if I don't. What is it? Yeah. This was a great tweet. I remember seeing this. I locked down the Terraform license. This forces a bunch of companies to get together to fork it into OpenTF. It's on track to be part of CNCF and has more resources allocated to it than HashiCorp's version. At this point, HashiCorp should just use Open Terraform themselves. Yep. Yeah, the figuring out the commercialization. Yeah, bringing up AWS is a really relevant example because there's so many people that wrote wrappers and built companies on AWS, but it's like AWS just figured out how to make it work for their business that they make money off of that. And it's kind of like, you should figure out a way to do that if you're going to be open source. It's just part of a good open source business plan, I feel like. When companies are changing their licensing down the road, it's like you didn't figure out your open source business plan well. I would flame Dax just as hard if they had to turn around and take SST stuff closed source or change the license on it. It's like, all right, why didn't you guys figure out how to make money with the stuff that you said would be open source when you open sourced it? Do better. I want to read this thread, though. I don't think I read all these responses. It seems like Hashi could have just wrote a transparent blog post like, hey, we can't sustain building Terraform being fully open source, and some support would have showed up, and so much drama could have been avoided. My larger theory is they didn't really want to do this, but they're a public company that isn't doing well. Yep. You get pushed into doing short-term things by activist investors in those situations. Externally interested parties are going to see companies making money off Terraform and ask them to put a stop to it. Yep. And Dev mentioned this in chat earlier too. Dev already alluded to this. So they expected people to pay for TF instead of forking their own open source version. Love when investors who don't understand software communities make decisions for software communities. Yeah. Sad but true. I mean, again, you're a publicly traded company. It's going to happen. You get forced into things. Okay, I'm not getting sucked into Twitter though. Open source in the BSL license, only for our core products. Yeah, like it's about as well reasoned as a way they could try to do it, and a lot of it, consulting and integration. Yeah, that makes sense. That would really suck. Yeah, they would be shooting themselves so hard in the foot if they were shutting down professional services with this. That would be a way bigger issue, and they would actually hurt. Oh, that's an interesting one. If you are making an open source project that uses HashiCorp technology, so like they're making good clarifications. Like none of these clarifications are bad, but it's on their blog, like, and that's why. Okay, now I'm curious, has there been any big response? Let's go to news and let's see. Only the latest challenge is going to talk about other people doing issues. Forks Terraform insists HashiCorp is the splinter group. Wait, that sounds awesome. I don't really love any of these sources. I guess we could do InfoQ. I feel like they're going to be really fair and balanced, though. Yeah, they're going to talk about other companies. Why did, like, the dark mode command go away? Should read the OpenTF announcement? Yeah. You're right. It's this manifesto, right? Oh, wait, no. August 25th, 2 weeks ago, HashiCorp announced that they are changing the license. Dude, also, I might have to dip out here, and y'all did successfully distract me from doing front-end work, but you know what? We're gonna get that website in some form pushed up tonight. Maybe I'll hop back on stream after the kids go down. But y'all got me ranting about open source licensing, like found my one random Achilles heel that I'm actually interested in. I don't mind reading tech news, but I really do need to write more code. Alright, 2 weeks ago, they announced their changing license. In an attempt to keep Terraform open source, we published a manifesto, and the community response was huge. Over 100 companies, 10 projects, 400 individuals. You love to see it. Keep it open source. Over 4K stars, and the number is growing quickly. Oh yeah, somebody... Yeah, 25K now. Who was it? Fireship did a video on this. That's what it was. If you turn on, it's on by default. Got it. Yeah, that's good. Manifesto outlined the intent of the initiative in 2 steps. First was to appeal to HashiCorp to return Terraform to the community and revert the license change. Second, in case license was not reverted, was to fork it. Yep, this is exactly what we did with Wordful back in the day, and I'm glad to see people doing it. No intent. We're proud that we've created a fork. Many engineers, sometimes even competing companies, have been working together to make this possible. Truly open source, well-known, widely accepted license, community-driven, public RFC process, impartial, features and fixes are accepted, layered and modular, backwards compatible. This looks great. They're serious too. Yeah, bumped them 14K more stars. That's sick. We completed all documents required for OpenTF to become part of the Linux Foundation with the end goal of having OpenTF as part of the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. By making a foundation responsible for the project, we will ensure the tool stays truly open source and vendor neutral. If Terraform wasn't open source from the beginning, many of the tools that you're using right now for your Terraform workflows simply wouldn't exist. Thus, we believe the future for Terraform is OpenTF developed fully in the open. Banger. I love this. And this is such a flex too. So if people didn't catch the CNCF in Dax's tweet earlier, wherever that was, I think I already closed it. But yeah, having a foundation behind them means they have so many resources now, and it's like definitely going to survive. We've been working on this fork for several days already with with over 10 engineers across multiple companies working on it. Here's the current status. Almost done with the repo-wide rename to OpenTF. Selected initial steering committee members, performed initial adjustments and cleanup of community documents, got pipelines and multiple testing harnesses of end-to-end and snapshot tests to work and be green to make sure that we stay backwards compatible. Yeah, they're serious. This is awesome. Oh, nice, Mark. Yeah, I might try to do more streaming like this. Definitely Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I'm trying to do more streams. I may be doing one early and one late, depending. Expect the repository to be published very soon once we're officially part of a foundation, have some basic community guardrails and processes in place. You might wonder why we already started work on this project so early. It's quite simple, really. If HashiCorp were to reverse their decision, worst case, we'd just lose a week of work. But if, and that is what indeed happened, HashiCorp wasn't to reverse their decision, we didn't want to lose any time, so we could have a working OpenTF 1.6.0 release ready for you as soon as possible, and that's why we started work on this over a week ago. In the spirit of being as open as possible, we've created a public repository tracking our progress towards important milestones. You can subscribe to the issues there to be notified as soon as the fork is public. If you have any questions, feel free to create additional issues on that repository. We'll try to respond as quickly as possible. When will I be able to see the fork? We're planning to publish the fork in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Alright, I don't need to read all of these, but yeah. 100% interoperable with future TF releases until the community wished otherwise. Dude, this is such a flex. This is such a flex. Oh, man. Alright, I am absolutely dying in this room. My stream computer has it insanely warm. I am going to look for somebody to raid, and I'm going to go for a walk with my family because I need to stretch my legs. I need to get out of this suit, and I might be on a little later to do more front-end dev, really. That's it. Dude, I'm so tempted to raid Apply. One of these days I'll raid Apply, just because he always gets pinged in Tailwind discussions on Twitter. But we're going to raid... We are going to go and raid our friend Acorn. So please stick around. Please head over and give a nice hello to Acorn, AC. Alright, let's spam this message. Alright, thank you everyone for watching. Good to hang out. Sorry I'm a little scatterbrained today, but that was fun. I did need to read the OpenTF stuff. I'm glad I got a chance to read it. So thanks for sticking around. We will see you all on a future date.